Oh my God. Oh Lord, is that what I look like? Well, nothing to be done. Hey, hang on. Uh-oh, hold on. Where do we need to go? I got a light over here. I don't want to like glare on anybody. We haven't, Diet Dr. Pepper. We haven't technically started yet. I've been to the barn today, y'all. First of all, let's see, 3:59. We're not even started yet. I have on mascara and eyebrows. We're not doing sparkly eyeshadow today. We're doing sunspots and Diet Dr. Pepper lip balm, or Diet Dr. Pepper and lip balm. Zadel's here, hey, and Nikki and Madeline. I'm so glad you guys are here. Have we started yet? Oh yes, it's 4 o'clock. Hi, I'm Michelle from Unicorn Centaur, and welcome to the weekly live stream. Hang on. Okay, I'm ready. Today, we normally do like crafty things. Oh, what was that? By the way, I'm not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, even though I probably should be. Today, I've got this saddle pad that used to look like this, but I was covering it in this Doctor Who fabric, and it's too thick to go through my sewing machine, so I'm just like hand stitching it down because I'm an idiot. So I have a hand stitching project here, and I thought I would just sit here and figure out where I left off stitching and talk to you guys. And since I thought, I'm so disorganized today. Oh, first of all, if you're watching this on the playback, I'm so sorry you missed us live and in the live chats. So you don't get to like talk to me live and interact with people in the chat live. But thank you for being here on the playback. I love you so much. And you can ask me questions in the comments and I will answer them later. But this is not like an edited video. This is a live stream. And I just burped my Diet Dr. Pepper. You're welcome. I mean, excuse me. Jazzy Dog, hey. Did I read that right? Oh my God, I don't have my glasses on. Oh, let me get in the chat on my phone. I guess I could just chat like this today. So I'm going to be stitching on my saddle pad. And today I thought I would do something fun. Most of the world is still in some sort of shelter in place, lockdown, quarantine kind of situation. And I have a lot of my friends who have not been able to get out to the barn and do their normal routine, or who are in all sorts of situations. So I thought today we'd do something fun for the live stream. And we're doing an Ask Aunt Michelle day. Today, I am going to give anybody who's here in the chat, Becca's here, hey. Anybody who's here in the chat today, we're gonna do questions in just a minute, and you can ask me a question about your horse, and I will give you terrible advice. By the way, this video today, please, nobody who asks me a question in the chat, everything I say concerning horses today is gonna be a lie, is gonna be false, is gonna be wrong. I hope it's obvious. Like, I hope my answers to the questions you ask are obviously wrong so that anyone watching this, like, or coming in randomly on the live stream isn't going to think I'm a total cuckoo or do this with their horses or whatever. Anyway, let me get into the chat. And let me thread up a needle. My God. Can I just stop babbling at you guys? Skip trial. Oh, that's a charming thumbnail. Skip trial. Okay, that's a charming. Okay. So as I'm threading my needle here, does anyone have any questions for Aunt Michelle? I am a trainer. I went on a trail ride one time. So I'm a trainer and I know all about horses because I've been reading horse books since I was a little kid, and I know everything about horses. And so you can ask me, again, totally joking, disclaimer, disclaimer. So you can ask me any questions. Let's see. Oh, here's a question, everyone. Jungle Zadel asks, should I be picking my horse's feet and train him to stand for the farrier? I'm sorry, but it's most farriers really don't like it when the horse just stands there because it really hurts their feelings. They like horses to be doing, like, if you can teach your horse to do like a Spanish walk kind of thing, that would be the best and ideal for the farrier. And don't pick their feet out. You want to leave all that dirt in there. But then what you want to do is like put some oil, like hoof oil all over the top of it and just scrape it all over the bottom too. Farriers love that. They like that smell of the hoof oil, I think. But yeah, standing still for the farrier is like an insult. I mean, would you want to do a play for someone and have everyone in the audience just stand there and like not say anything, not laugh or not clap or anything? No. Teach your horse to clap when the farrier's done. I forgot to add that as well. So that was a really great question, Zadel. Just remember, if your horse isn't dancing for your farrier, he's going to be offended, and you should probably tip him extra. Or her. Or them. Okay, all that just to get my needle threaded. Actually, my horse, serious note here, my horses saw the farrier today. Before I do another question, if anybody else has one. My horses saw the farrier this morning. And for those of you who know my Sonny, you know he has navicular changes in his front feet. And so for those of you who don't know, it's a degenerative condition. And so sometimes it requires changes in the management of it. So sometimes when you're on a certain routine, when you do it for a while, the horse may show you signs that he's feeling uncomfortable in his feet. Like this is what was happening with Sonny. I was working him more and his stride changed and I could tell that he was uncomfortable. And so I talked to my farrier about it last time and he made these shoes. He custom made for my horse these bar shoes for Sonny that they make his feet break. They support his heel, I think. You'd have to ask him about it. Honestly, he gave me an explanation. I was like, I didn't know what he was talking about. But so after my horse Sonny is one who's like super honest. He likes going for rides and stuff. And if he's grumpy, that means something's wrong. He's hurting somewhere. And he's been extra grumpy lately. And when he's grumpy, I don't do too much with him. So today, after the farrier left, I rode. And usually when Sonny's grumpy, he'll buck when you ask him to canter. And today he just kept taking off and kept cantering more and more and more. And he was so happy. I was like, my baby. Anyway. Okay, back to being crazy Aunt Michelle. Back to being crazy Aunt Michelle. Yes, I hope all of you who have questions out there and who want to know about horses will ask me a question. Somebody was asking earlier, like, what is the best way to shed out your horses? And the best way, because this is spring, it's shedding season. And the best way to shed out your horses is with a pair of tweezers because that gets the hair fully out. So you stand, it might take you a little while, but you want to pluck each hair out of the winter coat completely. Make sure you do a thorough job, but the absolute best, if you want quality, now, if you don't care about your horse, like just curry it or whatever. But if you truly care about your horse, then you will take a pair of tweezers to the barn in the springtime and tweeze every individual hair. I have my sewing, by the way. That's what I'm looking down. I need to hold this up. Can we get like down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing? And again, I hope my lighting is okay because the live streams used to be at night, at like 10 o'clock at night. And so I had to have everything all set up, all the lights. And now I've got light coming in from left and right windows. So I only have to have like one supplemental light up ahead. So yes, hang on. Hang on, I'm going to show. Oh, Nikki has one. My horse has a mate, or is that a mare? She absolutely loves this. One is in the riding arena and the other is still a pasture. She whinnies for her so loud and repeatedly gets distracted from her training. Oh, wow. What else? I get to put a sock in. Oh, Brittany's here. Hey. Brittany, today we're doing bad horse advice. Whatever I tell you to do with horses today, do not do it. Absolutely do not. It's all in fun and it's all joking. So, okay. Aunt Michelle has a question here. Okay. Nikki is saying, my horse has a mate she absolutely loves. If one is in the riding arena and the other still in the pasture, she whinnies for her so loud and repeatedly and gets distracted from her training. This horse is going to need a special distraction. Music really calms. Get your horse a pair of earphones. Like I don't know. You don't need to get like Beats by Dre or whatever, but don't just get dollar store headphones, not earbuds. I'm talking your horse needs to have their entire ear covered and play 1970s country music. Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, Ronnie Millsap, Linda Ronstadt, just like Waylon Jennings, stuff like that. Not at a high volume. You don't need it at a high volume. Just low volume, headphones on, and your horse will go. You will not believe the sensitivity that you get from your horse after this. I guarantee. Let me know. Come back here in a week and let me know how this has worked for you. That was such a good question. Thank you, Nikki. My mare bitch when it comes to trailing. Oh, trailering. Let's see. Okay, so I've got 2 questions here. Hold on a second, Madeline. Brittany says, my mare's a bitch when it comes to trailering, but some days it went better. Okay, if you're looking for some trailering advice, what you have to do is, first of all, whatever your horse's favorite color is, you have to paint the entire inside of the trailer your horse's favorite color. And then you get those little bags of cotton candy from the dollar store and you take them out of the package, obviously. But then you put the little bits of cotton candy all around the edges. And then when your horse comes up and starts sniffing, you kick her as hard as you can right in the tail and she goes right in. And she'll eat all the cotton candy, but that's fine. You have to get her right in the tail, though. If you kick her anywhere else, it's abuse. You have to get her like right in the tail with like the heel of your foot. It's practice on a fence post. So I just spit my water. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, Madeline, it's time to halter train my newborn foal. How should I do this? Halter training foals can be a very controversial topic. Hang on, where'd my needle go? I'm about to stab myself, I think. Halter training foals can be a very a controversial topic. And most people say that you need to go slowly and do things like break it down into small chunks so that the foal can understand what you're doing. This is absolutely incorrect. What you need to do is get the foal drunk. Like, not hard liquor, God, but like beer or wine. Your foal will let you know what preference it has, but you get the foal drunk enough to where it starts walking straight. You know how foals walk with like the little wibbly wobbly walk? Well, they'll start walking like runway models, like one foot right after another and walking totally straight. And when your foal's doing that, you just put the halter right on and start leading them around and they look like they're on the catwalk in Milan. You'll be like, why didn't I think of this before? Why didn't I think of this before? And I'll be like, well, you weren't on my live stream. All right, I'm still doing my stitching. So I hope that helped, Madeline. I've never actually broken a foal or touched a foal or seen one in real life, but I'm a trainer. Trunk foals. I got treats in the dressage whip. Hee hee. Oh my God. Also, side note, speaking of dressage whip, I'm glad I brought mine on the trail today. I took Sonny out on the trail and usually he's like more whoa than go. But today he was feeling himself. It was his new shoes. So we went out on the trail and we always hear animals in the bushes. And it's a deer or it's an otter or a fox or whatever. So we go through today and we were always terrified of the wild pigs. There are wild pigs in the woods out where I go trail riding. And there have been riders out there who have been chased by the wild pigs. And so every time we go out there, I'm like, is this the day? Is this the day I get chased by the wild pigs? So we were right in the part of the trail where like there's otter trails that go across the horse trail. And we hear stuff over. Sonny hears it too. And he's like, huh? And so we both look over and I see brown fur and it's a mama pig and her 2 piglets. And I'm like, and Sonny's like, and so we're sitting there. I tried to get something on my camera, but of course the camera, nothing. So we like very carefully turned around and we went back to the barn. I'm like, how about we don't go to the river today? Sonny was like, hey, I'm fine. Wild pigs, no thank you. Yes, it was so cool to see them, but I'm like, this is cool. I might die. Hey, why don't we go back? having the dog. Yeah, I hope you don't have a spider in your ear. Oh, Kelly is here. Kelly, I'm a really I was saying, I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the live stream, but I went on a trail ride one time and I read horse books all the time when I was a little kid. So I'm a trainer. And today I am giving advice for people. We've already talked about halter training foals and hang on, I gotta dip into my big drink. This was my barn drink today. Y'all don't make fun of me. I will drink this entire thing. It gets to like 100 degrees here in the summertime. Tabitha, are you here in the live chat? If Tabitha was here, this was my giant mug when I would do carriage tours downtown Savannah. And I always got made fun of for my giant mug of whatever that I was having. So, Kelly, my point was, if you have a question about any of your horses, I will let you know how to handle your problems. So my mare's favorite game, Nikki, my mare's favorite game is to grab something from the grooming box and fling it so I have to go fetch it. She will only cooperate after I do it once a day. Make her stop. Oh, that one is a little bit difficult. I think actually she's giving you a really strong opinion here. She is telling you something. Are you using the cheap grooming brushes? Because it sounds like your mare knows the difference. You're going to have to earn her trust back. You are going to have to buy some really high-end brushes, but that's going to take more than that. You're going to need an equine massage therapist out there several times a day, seaweed wraps on her legs. I can help you make a sugar scrub if you need a recipe, but that has to go all over her butt every day and under her belly. So like a belly and then on her butt with a sugar scrub, seaweed wraps on the legs. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, right. Yeah. Then she'll groom just fine and she won't throw things around. Looks like a good summer wine cooler. Put halter on foal, hook, leave run, wrap the road, and get her to walk. Oh, clean it. I've actually, okay, real talk. I've never halter trained a foal. I have actually witnessed like foal births and things like that and been around foals and things like that, but I have no actual experience with foals. I'm an idiot. Autism Centaur is here. Hey! Autism Centaur, what do you think about not using a mounting block when you ride your horse? First of all, Autism Centaur, I want to tell you that all the horse advice that I'm doing today is bad advice, which means whatever I tell you to do, you should not do it. You should not. It's all a joke. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that and knows that nothing that I suggest today should be actually attempted with horses. So Autism Centaur asks, I have a question. What do you think about not using a mounting block when you want to ride your horse? I think it is smart not to use a mounting block. All of the upper level professional riders mount their horses with pogo sticks. You have to get kind of a running start. It's so much better on the horse's spine this way, but get going with a real like bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And you've got to make sure that the last bounce is like a big one. And then you fling yourself in the air. And as you come up, that leg comes over and then you're down in the saddle and your horse doesn't even know what happened. Your horse is just standing there calm as can be. So absolutely do not use a mounting block. Get yourself a pogo stick. Phyllis Sham, I missed this message from her. Bad owner. Oh, you're not a bad owner. You're learning. Several times. Aw, I bet you're good. I love your foal pics. How can I break horses without wasting all that pesky drown hay? Let's see. Kelly Anders. Okay. Ask Aunt Michelle. Kelly Anders has a question. How can I break horses without wasting all that pesky ground training? Just want to hop on and yee-haw. That's problematic. Kelly, honey, there are no shortcuts. When you want to start ground training your horse, you have to start first by gaining your horse's trust. And you do this through a series of Facebook messages. Once your Facebook messages, you have to Facebook message back and forth with your horse. And once your horse understands that you're not just going to send random, disgusting pictures or things, that you're really truly there for the conversation, that you appreciate them on a mental level, you earn that trust with your horse. When you get to that level, You can meet in public, like at a coffee shop, and you can make sure that your horse sits opposite you. And you want to deepen that conversation that you started online. So you sit opposite your horse and you sort of build that trust there. And through a series of these conversations, at that point, and only at that point, will your horse be receptive enough for you to just jump on and yeehaw. But you really can't take any shortcuts. I'm sorry. I know with the lockdown lately, like making an appointment at a cafe is difficult, but I mean, if you really care about your horse, you're going to do what you have to do. Hang on a second. I am like holding this up so it doesn't, I got to go stick my little thing. Y'all, this is a high-tech operation here. I forgot to tell y'all the best news. Wait, speaking of high-tech operation, next time it's going to be different. I swear to God. Like right now, you guys are on the chair, on the thing. Like here's my setup. It's the laptop on a chair. This is so low budget, you don't even know. But look what I got. I've been reading the instruction. There's like a 286. It's a camera. It's little. Don't judge me. It was cheap. Look, it's a thing that I have. So now I have a camera. Now I have all the little cables and stuff. So now I have to figure out how to hook it up. And my game's going to be, okay. So hang on. Somebody has a comment here. Who's first full, first pain in the ass? Okay, show. I'm going to show it. It always gives me the option to hide. Like when y'all cuss in the chat, it gives me the option to hide the comment if I want. That's funny. I sent a picture of my horse treats. Please respond. Yes. And don't do that. That's an example of what not to do. I'm so glad you guys are getting it. It is so gratifying when a student of mine really comes to the understanding and like can extrapolate the lesson on their own. It's just amazing. So yeah, you definitely needed a bigger bag for Gaia. Ride with no bridle and halter. You're not the only one that taught her. Yes, it is too dangerous to do that. Like I said, again, anybody who's like randomly coming through the chat, please don't do anything I'm suggesting in the chat today. I thought it would be a fun game to play for me to pretend to be a horse advice person and for people to ask questions about horses and me to give ridiculously wrong answers. But yes, I don't want anybody. So that's why I keep like saying, hey, please don't do this. Don't do this. Because I don't want anybody who might be like, just coming through here to be like, hey, I'm going to get my horse drunk. Yeah, no, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Do not mount your horse with a pogo stick. Doing Liberty stuff and tricks with my mare. I've been doing that with Artax too, by the way. He had a couple of, somebody in the pasture got him, and he's the instigator. Artax will instigate fights, and then somebody bites him, and he's got like a really bad bite on his back. So then I can't ride him. And I'm like, will you quit? Will you just quit? How would you suggest training a horse to drive? Well, first the horse has to read the manual. Taking driver's ed in while they're still in high school is a really good idea. But if you can't do that, take the most patient member of your family out with the horse, like preferably in a parking lot of like Walmart or Kroger or someplace like that, where it's like big and empty. Get your horse behind the wheel. And I strongly recommend, unless you have an Arabian, automatic transmission, please. Horses, especially draft horses, cannot handle any more than an automatic transmission. If you're, I mean, first of all, their feet, like trying to work the pedals and everything. I've seen it. It's not pretty. A vet had to be called. It was awful. So make sure you've got that automatic transmission and go in an empty parking lot. And it should be super easy after that. As for getting practice, maybe on the same country roads that you ride trails on, you can like just like drive the car up and down. But it's actually easier to train a horse to drive than it is to train a teenager. Fun fact. We're a big during Michelle's lives. Joanna's here. Hey, Joanna, if you just got here, I am giving out terrible horse advice today. Please do not do anything that I say to do today. I'm pretending to be a terrible trainer, and everybody's asking me advice for their horses, and I'm giving them, I'm hoping it's obviously ridiculous advice, but I don't know. You never know who's going to be like, I should drink bleach. No. Manual transfer. Yes. See, once you think about it, it makes sense. And you're like, oh, like you have that light bulb moment. Oh, it's so satisfying. I don't even know where my needle and thread are anymore. Did I do 3 stitches on this thing? My gosh, y'all. This is what I get for doing this. All right, hang on. Is it Brittany? If a dog can drive, I'm sure a horse can't. See, Brittany gets it. Right? Cats, dogs, driving cars. Like people just don't want to put in the time. That's the problem. That's like Kelly, what we were talking about earlier. There are no shortcuts. You have to put in the hours. If you don't get in the car with your horse, nobody else is. I mean, it's logic. It's logic, Karen. Oh my gosh. So here I am stitching up. This is actually the fabric I made my masks out of too. My masks that everyone has to wear now. I hate the masks, you guys. I miss seeing people's faces. So, sitting here pouting live. What is wrong with me? Okay. Autism Centaur, see my new video. No, I'll have to go check it out after the live stream. Nikki, another grooming question. She wants hot baths, even on hot days. Dances around when the water's cold. How do I make the baths more enjoyable, even if I don't have warm water? Oh, yeah, that is tough. Lana, house break my heart. Okay, the hot baths on hot days. Dance. Yeah, that is super tough. Usually it's about cold water. It's about getting used to it first. So when you want to give her a bath, you're going to have to take her to a pool. It doesn't have to be a public one. It could be a private one, but let her go in like one hoof at a time down the stair. Obviously not the ladder. God, I don't need anybody to sue me. Take her down the steps where it's safe and make her hold on to the handrail. And one hoof at a time, get her into the water. I know she likes hot baths. Give her treats if you have to, but eventually she'll be down where, you know, that point where it gets like up to your crotch. It'll get up to that point where it's like, whoo, up on it. And you'll watch her lift her belly. And that's good. You want her to lift, engage those abs, lift that belly. Good, good. And then get her, you'll see her relax. You'll see her relax. And then she gets in the water and then you can bathe her. I hope that helped. See, I've lost it. Come back here. Where are you guys? Bikini or no? Obviously bikini. Are we heathens? And actually, I shouldn't say that. Ask her. She may have a preference. She may feel a little body conscious, you know, and want to do like a boy short, like a tankini or like boy shorts and a bra top. I don't know, but I mean, it's never a bad idea to talk to your horse about what they want to wear into the pool beforehand. Just no leather saddles. I mean, obviously. You need some Mr. Bubble. It will float them to Serenity. Yes! That's an amazing suggestion. It depends on the scent, though. Like, if you get one that smells like food, like an apple scented, they may end up trying to ingest the bubbles. And so, I mean, that can be extremely dangerous. That's going to be a vet call for sure. Lana Anders, how do I housebreak my horse? She keeps pooping in my living room. I'm afraid that the only thing that you can do to keep your horse from pooping in the house is to show her Tiger King memes. Show her one after the other, just one Tiger King meme after another until she starts crying. And then you can tell her exactly, that's what it looks like when you live in your own poop. Housebreak yourself. That's all it takes. It was a lot harder to do before the documentary Tiger King came out. You know, I mean, but now that nobody should have a problem now. Need some Mr. Bubble. Could I bathe? You could bathe yourself with cold water and show her cold, not bad, then try it on her. That's very good. You know, okay, serious talk here, Brittany. I think sometimes that's what Artax's trouble is because we don't have hot water at my barn, and my horse Artax is very nervous around water. He is terrified of water goblins, and they're in every puddle, and they're even in the water hose. He'll drink out of the water hose if he can't see it, if you just like put it up under his nose, and then he's like, "Oh, water, thank you very much for the nourishment." But if he can see the water, he's like, "Oh my God!" And then he's dancing all around. But sometimes I wonder if it's like the cold water. Anyway. Thread and liberally. Poop in the house and we'll ship you to Carol Baskins. That's another one. Yes. See, because these are new. All the Tiger King technique of housebreaking your horse is fairly new. So yeah, we really need the ideas like that flowing. Thank you, Kelly. That's amazing. It's, you really have good instincts, Kelly. You could probably be a horse trainer if you really tried. Maybe go on a trail ride or watch some Think Like a Horse videos because that guy's pretty smart. Sorry, I have to take a drink. Okay, I'm back. My bad. I saw your mare in the pond, Brittany, and I was like, oh my God, our text would die. I am stabbing myself in this because there's a pin in this. There's like a straight pin. I'm like, my needle's not down there. How dare it? But where is my needle? I keep losing my needle, you guys. This has been so much fun to talk to everyone about real, serious horse training. There are so many people who just don't want to do the real techniques. They don't want to do the research. They're lazy is what it is. Lazy horse people that just want to like run a horse in a circle in a round pen or just want to like, ooh, I'm going to put on a saddle and ride. Look at me. I'm a dressage queen. It's not like that. It's not like that. You have to put in the time. You have to do the research. You have to read the books. You have to research. You have to look up Tiger King memes. You have to. Or you don't love your horse. If you don't look up Tiger King memes on the internet, you don't love your horse. You heard me. Never watched. I actually haven't watched it either, Brittany. I mean, from all the memes I've seen online, I have a general idea, but I haven't actually seen it either. Wait, you watch the guy? Autism Center? Actually, no. I'm not subscribed to him. I actually saw some of his videos when I was looking up round pen exercises that I wanted to do with my horses, and I didn't find what I was looking for. And then he was just like saying a bunch of stuff about women and everything, and I'm like, oh, well then bye, boy. So yeah, we'll say I'm not a fan. Let's put it that way. But if you like him and you like his channel, then I'm not going to come down on you for that. Everybody gets to like what they want, especially here in my world. Like, I am a huge nerd. Here I am stitching up my Doctor Who saddle pad. But if somebody was coming on here and like, I hate Doctor Who. I watched one episode of it and it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. I'm not going to fight with you, If you like something that I don't like, that's why there's so much cool stuff in the world, because there's so many people with so many different tastes. All right. I hope this is actually going the way I want it to go. So yeah, because I was not a fan, I was making a joke about him. That probably wasn't very kind. My horse will only roll if no one is watching. How do I get her to trust the okay to roll even if someone is watching? Oh, this one's fun. Absolutely. Oh, Kelly, I'll get to yours. Oh, hey, Tabitha, hang on. By the way, if you're just joining the live stream, do not do anything I say today. I am doing a pretend thing where I give out the worst advice or most ridiculous advice ever. So disclaimer. So Nikki asks, my horse will only roll if no one is watching. How do I get her to trust it's okay to roll even if someone is watching? This one is super fun. Go to the dollar store, get a pack of the cheap paper plates, the ones with the little like scalloped edges on the corner. So they have like 100 of them in the packet, and get a thing of popsicle sticks and some duct tape. You'll probably need some markers too, or crayons if you don't have any. So this might take you a little while in the afternoon, but it depends on how big your horse's paddock is. But you take each paper plate and you draw a face on it. Eyes, nose, mouth, put some hair on it. If you want, like add some sparklies, some paint or whatever, put makeup on the thing, but make a bunch of those and then put them on a popsicle stick, glue it onto a popsicle stick, and then duct tape it to the fence on your horse's paddock and put these popsicle stick paper plate heads at 1 foot intervals all around your horse's paddock. It's like scarecrows. Your horse is going to think that people are looking at her all the time. And eventually she's going to be like, whatever, fine, I'm laying down and I'm rolling. And when you've reached that moment, you've got it. she will roll in front of anybody and everybody. She'll have no shame anymore. And then you can take all of the paper plate heads down. I've only had to do that a couple times, but it's really so fun. So have fun with that. Painting. Tabitha, hi. How do I know if my horse loves me, really, really loves me? Your horse will write you a note. And on the note, it will say, do you like me? Check the box. And there will be a box that says yes and a box that says no. And when your horse sends you a note like this, you know that horse's feelings for you are true. The one true way to crush your horse's feelings is to check that no box. Don't do it. Don't even make the extra box down at the bottom and write maybe underneath it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll never get that level of trust back again. You check that yes box. Check that yes box. Your bond with that horse will never be broken. Never. If I spit water one more time, I'm getting a doctor's appointment. Love you. How do I know what flavor grain my horse likes best? This is a little iffy. You have to read their diary. Horses don't tend to confide favorite flavors in their friends. So talking to their friends is not going to help you in this situation. You have to read your horse's diary. There are some people who have ethical problems with this. This is a very controversial training technique. And honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm kind of tearing up a little bit thinking about it because it involves a level of a violation of trust. But so you have to make that decision for yourself. I mean, look deep within. Look deep within. Do you need to know that badly what flavor your horse likes best? That's on your heart. That's on you. That's on you. I've tasted them before too, Brittany. And Liam used to love. Why am I doing this? Liam used to love when we get new grain in and stuff. If it smells good, he'd like taste it and try it. So don't know what to do though. I'm weird. Yeah, Brittany's a little weird. That's why she's my friend. I'm only friends with weird people. Brittany was one of my best riding buddies years and years ago. When I first was riding my horse, Sunny, he was a lesson horse we rode at the same barn, and Sunny was the horse that I rode, and Brittany was there when I rode Sunny at Norwood Stable. So it was such fun times. Can your conscience handle finding out with flavor? A question for the ages. Indeed. There have been entire books written about it. I don't know by who, but I'm sure there have been entire books written about it. I wish I could ride with you. I wish I could too. I want to ride with all y'all. Come visit me and come ride through the forest with the wild pigs that did not chase me today. I couldn't believe I was so happy how chill Sunny was. He was just like, hey, I think there's something in the bushes. And I was like, oh, it's wild pigs. And he was like, should we go? But he didn't freak out at all. Our tax would have been like, bless him. Bless his sweet little pea-picking heart. All right, I have got to actually tie off this. I'm doing my thing right here. Yeah, but Sunny is a great trail horse. You just have to, like, when you're riding, because Sunny only has one eye. So when you're riding him with, like, this side of the trail, there's a side of the trail that has a ditch on it. And when you're riding where the ditch is on his blind side, you just have to kind of keep your leg on him on that side so he doesn't kind of wander into the ditch. Just keep that leg on. Keep the ditch leg on him. Work that ditch leg. I'm still going around. I want to ride with you. I'm closest. I win. Yes, I actually have to get Artex back into fighting shape. If I get him, I want to practice riding him on the trails because he sucks at me. He is not a trail horse. He is a precious, precious monkey. I tasted Mare Magic. Actually, I'm drinking Mare Magic today. I'm not kidding. This What's inside here is it's raspberry leaf infusion. It's a tea made with raspberry leaf, which is what Mare Magic is. So, excuse me, I'm drinking my Mare Magic. And actually, that is not part of the Ask Aunt Michelle crazy advice. That is true. I'm drinking raspberry leaf tea. And it has the same effect on human women as it does on mares. It helps control your cycle. It helps keep your hormones under control. Grain mostly tastes like bland Cheerios to me. Some of them do. I love raspberry. Won't eat actual. I don't like the actual raspberries. I like the raspberry leaf tea. And we have a lot of wild blackberries here where I am. And so, oh my God, I love blackberries. And actually, blackberry leaf has very similar properties to the raspberry leaf. They're in the same family. I think they're the same genus. Not the same species, obviously, but they are definitely the same family class. And they have very similar properties. Hang on, I'm still. And again, that was my serious part. I was not making it up that I'm drinking Mare Magic tea. I'm drinking Mare Magic tea. All right, hang on. Got my needle threaded. Yeet-dee-dee-dee-dee. Beverage. So one of my coworkers moved, but also got caught lying. I have tea for you, girl. And not just raspberry leaf tea, the good tea. Do you know if raspberry leaves have a calming effect on men? Needed Mare Magic. I think it's a little bit different for men. Oh my God, what would I give it to calm him down? I don't know. You know what dudes do to calm down. Just tell him to go in the bathroom for a few minutes or in the bedroom. He'll calm down. Tell him to look at pictures on his phone and come back in a few minutes. That's why men don't need Mare Magic. They're busy. But yes, raspberry leaf is one of the. I drink herbal teas. I'm trying to get off the Diet Dr. Pepper for good. Those who have known me for a while know this struggle of mine. But I've been drinking a lot of herbal teas lately, and my favorites are raspberry leaf and oat straw. And oat straw, which is also oats good for horses too. So my horses are eating hay and I'm drinking it. So that's my life. How are you kids? Can we send them back to 90-day training together? Oh, your man. Can we send our men to, you know what? I'm also a man trainer. So if anyone needs advice on their men, like you can also ask me questions. I mean, because honestly, training animals and training men, it's the exact same thing if we're going to be real. So if you're having trouble with your men, like drop those questions as well. Trouble with women, I can't really help you with that because it's like with mares versus geldings, like the mares come with their own set of issues that you just have to navigate. But geldings are easy. So it's the same thing with guys. Like, guys are easy. Unless you have aggressive one, then you just have to put him down. That, pink juice. Yeah. Aggressive dudes. Pink juice. But, if they're workable, it's really the same kind of thing. So anyway. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're, it's been a while since I did my disclaimer. If you're just like scrolling through Facebook channels and you have happened upon this, I'm giving terrible advice today. Do not do anything I tell you to do. It is all meant in good fun. Maybe I need to ace him. Ooh. Hang on. So I've been drinking so much water, I've never felt worse. Oh no. I need to be on a diet. Aw. Should I try Liberty training? Maybe you need to hit them with the frying pan. Hey, hitting men with a frying pan is really only something that you have to be a real trained professional to use it correctly. There's so much abuse in this area of man training. So that like people automatically cry abuse when they see you hitting a man with a frying pan, but there is a way to do it that very gently but firmly corrects him to the correct way of behavior. Becca, should I try A cast iron or Teflon coated? It depends on the man's attitude, obviously. If he's just giving you a little bit of trouble, those Teflon pans are fine. But if this is not the first time you've talked to him, then get that cast iron frying pan. Becca wants to know if you should try Liberty training for your horse or for your man. It works similarly in both cases. But yeah, Liberty training. First, you have to make sure the horse, you have all the correct equipment for Liberty training. You have to get a Statue of Liberty costume for your horse. Make sure the crown fits. The crowns can be weird to fit. Like you want to make sure you let them know if you have like an Arab or a draft horse or a mini. And also make sure they don't spook at the robes, because it's not like the statue in the Statue of Liberty costume. It's like an actual flowing robe. So once you get your horse in the Statue of Liberty costume, then you can start your Liberty training. Your horse is going to have to know how to lift up each hoof so that you can teach your horse how to hold the little book and the torch. So they'll stand up on their hind legs and they'll kind of, when they first do it, it's so cute because they're kind of wobbling. Am I doing it right? And they're holding the torch up and they're holding the book and everything. But once you get to that level where you can tell their balance is working a little bit more, their top line is more engaged, they're really getting their hindquarters underneath them, and they're not behind the vertical anymore, then you can really start more advanced Liberty tricks like walking and stopping. Let's see. As a New Yorker, I co-sign this line of training. Never hit my horse. I know. I slap Sonny sometimes, especially when he's being a butt. I'll slap him. I'm like, quit. Now, actually, Liberty training for a man, it's actually better don't start with the Statue of Liberty thing, because it's like when a dog knows you're going to a vet, it suddenly doesn't want to go on the car ride anymore. When a man, not the horse, but when a man sees that Statue of Liberty costume, he knows what's about to happen. So with a human man, you really do need to run him in the round pen for at least 20 minutes. Like get him going good in each direction until he starts like licking and chewing, until he starts like turning and looking to you for his next instruction. You want to make sure he is not distracted by women walking by or random things that are outside the round pen. You want him focused on you. Every time you change your body language, he should be focusing on you for what to do next. And until you get him to that pliable state, then you can put the Statue of Liberty costume on him. I hope that answers questions. Anyway, Liberty training can be a pain in the butt, and it's mostly because of the costume. Chase him in the round pen. Well, I mean, you don't have to chase him. You just stand in the middle. If you have a long enough whip with a long enough lash, and then you just pop it. Now with horses, you just want to crack it behind them, and that's enough. But a human male is not afraid of that crack. You have to actually pop him on the cheek. If you get him on the leg, it really hurts him, and it can affect his ability to run. God, they're pitiful when you get him in the hamstring, and then they're just like limping around the round pen. I'm like, so dramatic. But there's a way you can flick it and pop it, and it will make the noise, and it will also ping, just like sting the butt cheek. A really good way to practice this is to practice on trees. So you like have a tree with a limb down below, and you like focus on one leaf, and then you practice with your lunge whip until you can pop the exact leaf you're looking for. Then you're really ready for Liberty training with your man. Get him going around. If he is not paying attention, if he is going at his own pace or whatever, pop right in that butt cheek, and he'll move. Believe me. Anyway, God, it's been a long time since I've had to run a man around him. Seen people jump their horses through the ring of fire in the hoops. Cool to see. That is kind of cool. Serious note here. Trick training like that is pretty interesting. I bet there's a lot that you have to do. There's so many steps to break down before you can get a horse to like jump through a ring of fire and be like, this is fine. But yeah. Oh, and if you haven't seen my umbrella, speaking of desensitization and getting your horse used to something, I did not the last video, it was a Centaur video, but the one before that was introducing Artax to an umbrella, and he was so cute. He did a lot better than I thought. I thought he was going to panic and flip out at the umbrella, but he was actually really sweet. My little precious baby. Okay, and again, I'm not actually a horse trainer. How do you break a man? Oh, Tell him his brother's hot or his dad. Some men may require a little bit more, but that's usually how I do it. Let's see. Such good questions today, you guys. And I think anybody who's watching on the playback is just going to get such a wealth of information from this live stream. I'm hoping to win a Webby next year for this kind of content. I know I'm not on actual TV, but I should probably win an Emmy for this too. This kind of outreach to the community is something that I'm just proud to do. I'm offering this completely for free. None of you have to pay for this excellent advice. And I just honestly, I'm so honored to do it for you guys. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much. This has actually been fun. We ought to do this every once in a while, do bad advice. Whipping one hand, frying pan in the other. Now you're getting it. I like you. So wasn't he good? I honestly expected more dramatics from him. I'm like, this is going to be a boring video. Are you really being good right now, you butthole? I feel very educated. You should. You should. I'm glad that you can see it and appreciate it for what it is. You're almost as smart as me, Kelly. That's amazing. Just wow. That's great. That's great. I'm really feeling that connection. We should probably train horses together. I'll let you know when I go on my second trail ride. Maybe someday you can train a horse. Something to look forward to. A goal for you to have. So, by the way, Michelle, can I rip my left ear off? Okay, we're going to get serious here and say no. Because Brittany, I don't know if you're going to do it for real or not. Have a rooster. Roosters are mean now, y'all. Let's not. Using a rooster in horse training and in man training is just abuse in general. Actually, I'm lying. Have you guys seen the video of the rooster round penning the horse? I hope you have. And what time is it? 4:50? We're going to be getting off the live stream here in a minute anyway. I'm not anywhere closer to getting this done. But there's a couple of videos of a rooster in a round pen with these horses, and you watch. The horse will turn towards the rooster, and the rooster will chase him, and the horse runs around. And it's the whole joining up exercise, and you watch it with the rooster doing it. And when I taught, I used to teach beginner students, like beginner writing lessons. And when I taught students, if they wanted to learn groundwork, I always made them watch the rooster video first. So like, yeah, but chicken can do this. Because if you put someone who doesn't know a whole lot if you put a beginner in the round pen with a horse and a lunge whip, they don't know how to drive them forward. They don't know how to take that kind of responsibility. So you have to show them the chicken video first, and they're like, okay. So then when they get in there, they're like, oh, I can't let a chicken turn me into a punk now. I'm in it now. Anyway, there you go. Pro tip from your Aunt Michelle. And that was actually real. I really actually did show the chicken round penning video to my students before I would let them into the round pen with Artex. Artex is so good in the round pen, though. He's such a sensitive baby, and he loves listening. So he's just like, what are we doing today, Daddy? Let's do it. Anyway, so yes, when we're done here with our live stream, and I am at the end of another thread, I want y'all to go watch the rooster who trains horses. So if a chicken's doing it, it can't be that hard. Hashtag horse training. What is your, hang on. Ooh, ear twisting. Oh, we've got a good one. Hang on. Do not Picasso yourself. Yeah. Saddle still feel confused. Okay. My husband sits still. Oof. Girl, then if your husband won't sit still so you can fit a saddle, you need to run him in the round pen. Put your running shoes on if you have to. Like with your horse, you can stand in the middle and just go around, but you may need to chase that man and pop him more than once. It's the same thing as with a gelding. Ask him, tell him, make him. Get him to run. If he's not sitting still, then take him to the round pen. Make him work. He'll learn. What is your opinion on ear twisting? Um, Ear twisting has become more popular among young horses as a means of body modification. It's really only the Gen Z horses that are doing this. It's like how humans get their ears gauged. Young horses will get their ears twisted, and it's a style that kind of upsets the older horses. Even though, I mean, okay, boomer, uh, but the older horses will really get upset, especially the mares. Oh my God, the older judgy mares. But the young horses really enjoy that sense of identity that they get with ear twisting. I think they have communities online where they interact with each other. So my opinion on ear twisting is that it's a fad. The young horses are doing it. Is it going to permanently affect their ears? Maybe, but I mean, that's on them. You know, my parents warned me not to get my ears pierced, that I would regret it. I haven't. So maybe horses are doing fine with their ears twisted. I don't know. It's like 4:54. Y'all, we're gonna have to cut that. I'm not gonna do another, I'm not gonna thread up another needle. I'm gonna stop this here. Okay. And I'm going to put this down. I actually got quite a lot more sewn on that. Now we've gone all the way around the outside edge. Yes. One day I'm going to put it on a horse. One day. All right, who is here? You guys, this was so much fun today. I know it's not usually what we do. If you've hung around today, if you're new, normally we do a creative type live stream, or the discussions that we have are very serious, not very serious topics, because I have a hard time being serious, but I don't give joke advice like this. I try to give advice to the best of my knowledge. And if somebody actually asks me a question that I don't have any experience in that area, I will let you know, hey, I don't know enough about that to have an educated opinion on it. And so I'm not going to say anything about it. But today was different than that. Today were very non-professional opinions. Today it was all in good fun. It was all a joke. It was all for entertainment. And if we had fun, maybe we can do this again sometime. Next week, what I really wanted to do this week were the helmet covers, but I didn't get that done this week because the camera came and I've been reading that instruction manual. That's my excuse for this week. So yes, enjoy your day. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here. And I hope you will see me on the next one next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock in the UK. And then it's like early, like 6 a.m. Monday morning if you're in Australia. So like you can always check out the live stream before you go to work Monday morning. If you're working, I don't know. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.